tried.
This is the biggest story of the whole McDavid and Draisaitl era, is that they have not had a goalie that could take them to where they fully need to be and feel confident in. Like, wow, do I look red with this background? Over here. But no, like, I think it just kind of comes down to, holy crap, how have they not figured this out?
So I kind of, they need a goalie. I also kind of disagree. Why can't they be the team that trades for a hurdle? Because they've mismanaged a lot of things.
Yeah, I know, that's true too. Because all the depth signings they make turn out to be bad contracts that don't perform.
Horrible contracts that don't give them any value, and then you're stuck in this position that's like, can Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl take you to a Stanley Cup final and win you a Stanley Cup final? I think we've been proven in the last 2 years that, yes, they can do that and they can win you a Stanley Cup final. I know they haven't, but they can. But why don't you want to help them do that? Why don't you want to take some burden off of them to be able to do that properly? That question to me, I don't know why it's so difficult for them to just keep handing out bad contracts, to use assets in such strange ways. Like, even a guy like Jake Wallman, he's 30 years old, $7 million a year after this season. Why did you feel the need to do that? I truly don't understand that.
That was the best, like, swing of emotions.
Connor McDavid takes less to stay.
And we use the money on Jake Wallman.
And then we use it on Jake Wallman for 6 more years. And I'm not
saying... offensive defenseman that you just don't need that type of player.
And I'm not saying he's not a useful player. What I am saying, though, is this team seems to mismanage everything. And so it's just like, okay, like, again, you got McDavid, that's fine. Like, you've got guys that can be shutdown players. Connor Murphy's solid. Like, I just still don't know how different this team is than any other version of this team, because they haven't solved goaltending. And outside of your 2 best players, and they're 2 of the best players in the NHL, this roster is deplete of talent. I like it straight up. They're depleted.
You know what,
evident in their record.
Guys, I gotta say something. I actually don't know if this roster is as bad as they're making it out to be. And
really?
I think if you compare it to other years, it's really not that bad of a roster. Like,
no, I think what's
different, they don't have goaltending, man. They are having to score 4 or 5 goals every night to win games.
I think
it's pathetic.
I think they have 3 good forwards.
Let's pull up the lines here.
McDavid, Hyman, Draisaitl. I like Nuge a lot. I think he's a good player. He's a top 6. Fine. 4 good forwards.
Roslovic's been pretty good, man. And you know what? Savoy's actually been kind of
fine.
Savoy's been picking it up a little bit. All right.
I don't know, man. I think there's a lot to be left desired in that top 6. Based on other swings that teams take, you have to basically just rely on a really young player that's unproven and a guy that no one wanted in free agency, and he's playing well in part because he's playing with Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. Why do we have to rely on players being able to be lifted to a higher level when they can help make McDavid and Draisaitl better as well if you find a big name and a better player? Their bottom 6 is disgusting.
Well,
what am I looking at?
No. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's as much their top 6.
I still think they're top 6. Like, give me another impact winger.
Dude, to have Hyman, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nugent Hopkins in your top 6, that is pretty darn good, dude. I would say that.
Okay, wait. Who's that better than in the West? It's not better than Dallas. Overall, I don't think it's better than Dallas. Like, McDavid and Draisaitl are amazing.
It's right there with them, man. In my opinion.
Better than Colorado?
Well, Colorado is amazing.
Okay.
But like, you have guys like McDavid and Leon who in the playoffs can take over a series, and then you still have guys like Hyman. You have a guy Nugent Hopkins, and man, I actually think Edmonton's defense not that bad this year. Like, probably better than past years. I think the issue is that their goaltending is freaking terrible. But that's to each their own. And if I'm them, like, even though Bob is having a down year, sure, I'm probably doing. I would have done anything that I could have done to get either Bob or Binnington and just take a risk at least, because the garbage that they are getting right now is unacceptable. They're just wasting these guys because they have such bad goaltending.
I think Nuge and Hyman are solid players. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think they're bad, but I think there's a world where you can upgrade those spots, and Savoy and Roslovic as well. Like, even Vegas.
You think you can upgrade? Man, Nugent Hopkins, 48 points in 53 games.
Yeah.
41 points in 43 games for Hyman.
I didn't say Hyman. Like, Hyman is a perfectly amazing top 6 player. I'm saying, like, if you go into the playoffs with Savoy and Roslovic as your wingers, like, you can upgrade those spots. Can't you?
So if McDavid was on 20 million, I would kind of just be like, okay, like this is what you got to do. But because he has that, it's to me, I think that's a fine top 6. The bottom 6 is too much like, oh, this is a scrappy player, this is a scrappy player, this is a guy. Like, it's just, if this team goes down 3-1, 2-1, whatever, it's hard to take a look down the bench and be like, okay, who's going to get us a goal if it's not McDavid or Draisaitl? That's my issue. I think, to your point, Jesse, like, the goaltending is a disaster, but I don't think that can be the scapegoat for why they're not winning games this year. It's a
It
big
has been.
No, it's a big reason, but
Definitely has been.
like you can't only look at the goalie. You got to look at a lot of the forwards, a lot of the defensemen, and just they're working their own zone. Their opportunity to limit high danger scoring chances. Like, a lot of the times, those goals against are a team stat, and it's not solely on the goalie. Does that mean that I think they've done well to address their needs? No, but
this is always an issue
I
with
think
the Oilers.
if you had prime Carey Price in net, I still think this team would have a problem in terms of limiting teams' ability to put the puck in the net.
I don't disagree with you.
Not prime Carey Price.
What? Prime Carey Price.
Okay, I said not prime Carey Price.
They're also
he's the best
scoring.
ever. But just
they're
like
also scoring so many goals a game.
it's not like these goalies are letting in like uncontested shots from the blue line that
Some of
like
them are.
99% of goalies should save. A lot of the times they're getting beat, and it's poor play in their own zone. It's lack of defensive awareness. It's just the team is not clicking right now. It doesn't seem like they're playing in unison. It doesn't seem like they're really like dialed in and committed to keeping the puck out of the net.
It's a very run and gun team where they are high, fast-paced offense, and also just like you sacrifice a lot on the defensive end. They're one of the few teams that are like top 6 in expected goals for and against at 5-on-5 this year. And that is the sign of a team that has the top end talent that they do, but also leaves a lot to be desired. And I guess that's why you go out and get a guy like Jason Dickinson, and I can understand that.
And Connor Murphy.
As well. I still think there's so much to be desired in the mismanagement of assets. And
there's no doubt that they've mismanaged some assets. There's no arguing
because
that.
like I don't think, because I know you said it, Puck, like they can't be the hurdle team or they can't be this team. I think there's a world where they could have been.
Yeah.
And they have just done everything to not be that team. They've done everything to say McDavid and all of these players are going to, and Draisaitl and Bouchard and Hyman,
these guys.
We're going to lean on them. They're going to carry us to the promised land. Guys, I see we have a trade that you've kind of pointed out in the chat. We're just waiting for one of our insiders to confirm it. Then I will talk about it. But for now, we're just going to leave it alone.
Caught me on the edge of my seat here.
We're just waiting for one of our insiders.
What do you guys want to rank Edmonton? Are they in D? Are they in C?
I'll put them in. It feels harsh to put them in C, but
put them in B.
I don't want to put them in B, so I think I'll just put them in C for now. Because
I was a little disappointed to hear their GM come out and say, "Yeah, I think we're done." Like,
well, what else can they
early.
do? They have no
well,
money.
Try to get another goalie.
They have no money.
I don't know.
They have
Sometimes
no
you
money
have to
to do
applaud them for
anything.
trying, but
They need
They
to
have
get
$475,000 in cap space right now.
They cannot possibly go into this playoffs and be like, oh yeah, like we're just gonna trust Jari and Ingram. Like I'm sorry, like it is like it's crazy.